You're listening to the Gallatin Underground. We are Shot Stereo.
Fuck yeah, that's super awesome.
Woo!
Damn. Well, my name is Vincent Palafox, and this is
Aaron Redfire.
And we do the Gallatin Underground show. Today we also have special guest co-hosts.
I'm Tommy D.
And this is Corbin.
Today we're interviewing Shot Stereo, and we're going to let the guys talk about their gear and what they got and how they use it. So,
start with who they are.
Oh, who are you?
None of your goddamn business. Yep. I'm Jared Phoenix. I play bass. Brad here. He's the front man.
Hello.
He writes all the songs and shit. Plays guitar. Also Shredder here. Nicholas and Matt over here on drums.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Super cool. What kind of gear do you guys play?
Well, as you can see, I have a Marshall JCM 900, the dual reverb from the 90s.
That's two, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can see him glowing in the back there.
I run it pretty much straight. We just got a clean boost in front of it and no digital effects. That's kind of our aesthetic. No reverb, no delay, none of that nonsense, just straight up through the amps and into your ear holes.
Sweet. That's awesome. Nick, what about your setup? What do you play?
I'm rocking a Fender Hot Rod DeVille. It's got 410s in it. And I've got a Boss Blues driver for my distortion with a clean boost. And seems to be working pretty well.
Yes.
Sweet.
Nick, do you like all them witches?
I'm not familiar.
Oh, just because that dude uses like a blues driver as like his main like fuzz tone, and I've never seen like he just like has it set in like just a very particular way that I've never seen it. And so every time I see a blues driver now, just like that's my first thought. It's just like you could get so much out of that pedal, and it's like so underrated. I feel like.
Yeah, it's the next best thing to a tube screamer.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Jared?
I got a 70s PV Mark III. Run it clean. Scoop the mids a bit. That's yeah, that's about it.
Way cool.
Play my old fucking bass that I bought about 12 years ago at a pawn shop for about like $120. So still doing me good.
And Matt?
So I've got a late 60s Ludwig that I'm playing as a 4-piece. And yeah, I use Evans EC2 drum heads, and they sound thick. And then cymbals, I got Zildjian K is kind of across the board.
It's notable that Matt does not have a double bass pedal, but it sounds like he does sometimes.
That's pretty cool. Is it hard to get all of those hits in?
It was like 15 years ago.
That's awesome. So how did you guys get formed, or how did you guys become a band?
Well, I started this band in January of 2016, and I'm the sole remaining original member. We swapped out our drummer first for Matt. That was about less than a year after we began. And then last summer we lost 2 members, and so we got Nick and Jared here, and I'm super happy with them. We had, some issues with our former band members, but things are looking good now. Everyone's reliable, and we all get along great. And we got a whole bunch of stuff lined up this summer, so we'll know for sure how good we get along by the end of it.
Yeah, not much more you can ask for, right?
All right, is it time for another number?
Yeah, let's hear another song. What's next?
All right, this one's called Mammon. It's about greed.
You're gone, rid of fake God, consecrate your behavior. Worship at his feet, nursing on the teat, Mammon is the name of your savior. Wallow in the flood, the red blood, magnitude is what he gave you. Sell your very soul, Mammon takes a toll, avarice and now enslaved you. You fool! Never keep it, no matter how much you try. No wonder why when it's time to die. Never own it, no matter how much you spend. No taking it with you in the end. Always wanted more, England for the score. Never been a winners and losers. Always on the make, eyes down on the take. You validate your accusers. Breed a hypocrite, suck weed in his tit. Blood really fills your coffer. Now before you're gone, rid of fake God. Selfishness is all he offers. You fool! You never keep it, no matter how much you try. No one to buy off when it's time to die. Never own it, no matter how much you spend. Don't take it with you in the end. you. Worship any breed, propagates a creed. Selfish is the only virtue. Alpha number one, Fox is only son. Desecrate the one around you. Now before you're gone, black of holy corn, vampirism in your worldview. You sick motherfucker. You never keep it no matter how much you try. No wonder my output stands to die. You never own it no matter how much you spend. Don't take it up and you in the end.
Damn.
Dude, you guys slammed. That was fucking amazing. What is like I'm curious, like what is like your top like inspirations like in terms of like the music of the band?
Well, as you probably could tell, we're extremely political, or at least I am. That is the entire motivation behind the lyrics and songs I write. You know, when it comes to writing lyrics, I feel it's got to be something I'm interested in. And I don't think there's enough bands writing political music right now, especially considering the climate of this country. So as you probably guessed, we're opposed to the current administration. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's our deal.
Hey Brad, I just gotta make a comment right there. When your glasses were slipping off while you guys were playing,
Yeah.
keeping your composure through that was great. Commendations on that.
Yes, I should get that lanyard on there. Do that a bit later, but it's just sweaty music, and yeah, my glasses slide on.
So you guys said that you're gonna be playing quite a bit of shows this summer.
Yeah, it looks that way. We're at the Dark Horse next weekend. We got 2 festivals lined up, Mosh in the Mountains in late June.
Super awesome. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun.
And then Flathead Valley Metal Fest not too long after that up in Kalispell.
Is that in August?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Can't remember the date exactly, but
Oh, that's all right.
17th, maybe August
Yeah, that
17th,
sounds right.
I think.
What are some of your guys' favorite places to play around
Wait.
Montana?
Wait, before we get into
Sure.
that, Jared, you're a big promoter for Mosh in the Mountains, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I mean it's my whole thing. I did it all by myself last year, and it was a huge success. It was super fun. Everybody had a blast. Super chill crowd. Everybody was just rocking out and loving on each other.
Yeah, it was
Good
super
old
fun.
fucking hippie ass metal time.
Other bands that are coming out for that.
Can you say that again, Aaron?
Oh, sorry. Who are some of the other bands that are coming out for that?
The headliners, we got Blood and Thunder coming from Seattle. They're pretty brutal. Like, I don't know, what the hell would I call them? Maybe not tech death, but they're death metal with some synth and shit, but they're
The
pretty
word
rad.
death is involved.
Yeah. I've seen them a couple of times. They put on a killer show. That's the headliner for Saturday. And Withheld Judgment from Spokane is going to be headlining on Friday night. Yeah, we got some people coming from as far away as Boise and Tri-Cities areas, and yeah, we got quite a few bands from out of state this year.
That's really awesome.
It was mostly locals last year, but I took on a business partner this year who's helped me organize the whole thing. Shout out to Solomon Steiner.
Yeah, special
He's
shout out to
fucking-
Solomon. Thanks.
He's yeah, basically was willing to split the bill with me for whatever it costs. We're taking donations to fund the whole thing, so you know, if we'll probably won't get all of our money back, that's to be expected, but
It's a
hopefully we
super
don't have
awesome
to
party.
eat too
I
much shit on it.
hope it continues.
Hit
Yeah.
that donate button, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. If you visit the event page on Facebook, there is a link to the GoFundMe page.
Excellent.
So you can make a donation. Please do.
So going back to what Vince was asking earlier, you guys like are mostly based here in Missoula. So what kind of places do you like to play around here?
Wherever will take us, really. We lost a lot of our venues a couple of years ago, and so there's a lot of DIY venues have sort of risen up to fill that gap. We played a show at a house venue here called Flavortown about a month ago, and
Super
it
cool.
was one of the funnest shows we've ever played. They pack the kids in there and they go nuts, and
That's awesome.
Play
yeah,
with,
you can't ask for more than that.
Played with Skullcrack from Orange County, thrashcore band. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Super
It was
cool.
a rad time. And also Iron Cemetery played that show with us. Definitely one of my local favorites for sure.
Iron Cemetery. Nice.
yeah, they're coming up fast. Those guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they fucking shred.
I'll have to check those guys out. That's awesome. So I think we're going to speed through today's interview just because we're pressed for time. So what do you guys have next?
We have a song called Something Stinks. It's about this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision. Something is stinking. A foul reek rising up from the heart of America. The stench of dirty money infuses the crumbling halls of our so-called democracy. That is what is stinking. Yes, that is what is stinking. And it smells right. Right for a cleansing. Five puppets of plutocrat. They betrayed us all without even blinking. Time may step down, resigned in disgrace like five weasels slinking. That is what we're thinking. Yes, that is what we're thinking. It smells right. Right for a cleansing. Something is stinking. A foul reek rising up from the core of America. Big finance and big oil lucre, thinking like rats in America's crap. That's what is stinking.
hell's right. Right for a cleansing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That song's super heavy.
That's one of my favorites to play.
I'm just in awe. I had a question, but then I forgot because the song just
You
erased
just
all
got
my
into
memories.
Yeah, it's funny, like, you know, you start thinking about things when you're listening to music and you're sitting there and all of a sudden you kind of forget entirely what you're thinking about because you're just listening to the music now. That's kind of how that song was.
Yeah, it's like that for me too, and I'm playing it.
When you're playing it, do you forget like where you're at sometimes just because you're so into it?
Sometimes I'll just get carried away and forget I have to do something. You got to do something.
Yeah.
We're trying to hold it together today, though.
That's good.
Yeah, we haven't had a rehearsal in a bit. Actually, our last show, that was our last rehearsal.
That's kind
Sounds
of
like a
where we
band
are
I
nowadays.
know.
Ooh,
us?
Yeah, we're so guilty of that.
I also love when you were just the clicks on the drums when you were keeping time during that breakdown that you weren't actually like doing like when you're just holding the hi-hat with your foot and just the clicks. Like there was just one time you did it, you just made like the best drummer face. When you were doing the stick clicks to keep the time. And yeah, I just like watching you do that. It was you looked like you were having so much fun, even at that simple part. And I think that was just like speaks volumes of the band. Of like even at the most simplest times when you're just still.
Well, that's when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I like to drive.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you guys have a CD out yet?
No, I'm afraid we don't. Our lineup changes and everyone's general busyness has prevented us from recordings with this new lineup. But we plan to do some this summer.
That's cool. Super cool.
We did get a full live video of our set at the Filler.
Yeah, that was cool. I was at that
Pat
show.
Welkin did that.
Yeah, Pat does a great job with. It's really awesome that he does those
It is.
live feeds, and
Thanks, Pat.
it's super cool to watch him even later. I kind of go back and like, oh man, I missed that show, and you like kind of scroll through. You're like, damn, there's a lot of good shows on here you can watch.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. It's
So-
dozens and dozens of killer shows.
I
super
feel
awesome.
like that was the best we've ever sounded. Really.
Could be. It was,
I mean-
everything came together that night. So we do have that. If anyone out there is curious as to how we sound live,
Sweet.
check that out on our Facebook.
Yeah, I think Pat also posts them on YouTube under Lock-In Productions.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
So, if you can't find it on Facebook, you might try YouTube. So, you guys have probably what a couple dozen songs, or
We have, I think, about a dozen.
a dozen.
A couple of them have dropped off the set list in the last few months. But
So your set list is probably about an hour and 15 minutes or something.
no, it's more like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
45.
Cram them in there. Sweet.
And really, that's as much as we can do. I mean,
That's kind of seems to fit with the style, the heavier music. You know, you don't typically go and watch a heavy band that plays for 3 hours. You know, you might watch 3 different bands that play for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
But
Well, this music is so physically demanding for us that I don't know if we could put in much more than 40, 45 minutes into it.
it's pretty heavy music. It's definitely a lot of technicalities in there too. It's pretty.
And we basically play as fast as we can most of the time. Maybe not today so much, but that pushes us to the edge at every moment of the set, and
Nice.
we're just wrung out afterwards. I feel like Meatloaf sometimes. I lost 5 pounds in sweat.
I feel like I'm doing that right now.
Losing 5 pounds of meatloaf or sweat?
Actually, I'm just sweating
Getting
out
a
all the
little warm in
beer
here with all these
over
fellas.
this weekend.
Yeah, there's some beer drink this weekend for sure.
Oh yeah.
Shall we launch into another one?
Yeah, why not? Let's hear another one.
We'll try Bullshit Mountain. The song's called. Self-explanatory, really.
Oh, don't go checking facts now. Don't you break the spell. Don't you call us liars, or you'll end up in hell. What we say is gospel. Truth is what we choose. Preach it to the faithful. Watch it on Fox News. Yow! Back forever, fighting for the prize. Reality's perception, reflected in your eyes. Scrape it all together, pile it up so high. See the bullshit mountain, reach it to the sky. You will accept our judgment. You will swear by it. Instill it in your worldview. But even if it doesn't fit, oh, you know that if we said it, well, then it must be gospel true. We couldn't lie to people. Oh no, 'cause we're down home just like you. Oh, back forever, fighting for the prize. Reality's perception, reflected in your eyes. Scrape it all together, pile it up so high. See the bullshit mountain, reach it to the sky. in your eyes. Scraping all together, piling up so high. See the bullshit mountain reaching to the sky.
Nice. Very nice.
So, Bullshit Mountain, isn't that like something that Jon Stewart from The Daily Show said about
Yes,
like
it
Fox
is.
News?
Good ears. That's where I got that title from. They had this little segment called Bullshit Mountain, and it was about Fox News and other purveyors of false information. And after writing this song, I was searching for a title, and I thought of that due to Jon Stewart, and then ended up rewriting the chorus to work with that title. So it's one of my favorites, actually.
Fuck yeah, that's a cool song.
What do you want to try?
I broke a stick in the middle of that.
Hurricane?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real drummer.
Just put
right?
another stick in my hand in post production.
I think it sounded great, guys. So, how many more songs do you guys have left for us today?
Well, that depends on how much time we have. But
I think we're doing pretty good for time. We might have about 20 minutes, half hour before we have to wrap
got
up.
4 or 5 left if there's enough time.
Okay. I think we'll talk about do a couple more questions, and then we'll do maybe a back to back and then a thank you and out. So, do you guys have any more questions for these guys?
Yeah, I got one question that we ask everybody. Who's the diva in the band?
The Diva?
The Diva.
Diva.
I don't know if we have one, or if that probably means it's me.
I feel like it's unfair. People always think it's the front man, you know, so.
Well, I try, but I'm just not natural diva material.
No divas around here.
You guys all seem pretty laid back. I've hung out with you guys off stage a few times, and doesn't seem like there's much drama. But
No, certainly not within the band. You know, everybody's reliable and pulls their weight and shows up on time and knows how to play their parts. And,
cool.
I can't, as a front man, I can't ask for that band.
That's a lie. I'm never on time.
More or less. I mean, it's all relative, but for musicians,
Yeah.
notoriously,
Yeah, for musicians, half hour late, still on time.
So one question that I had for you, I guess this could be applied to all of you. Who's the musician that you look up to the most? Like, who is your inspiration for what you do today?
Well, I could start that off. Lyrically, I really admire Jello Biafra.
Nice.
My music isn't much like his, but from a lyrical perspective,
Probably
he's
a
my biggest influence. By
Probably a
far.
political standpoint too,
Yeah, the way
wouldn't you
he's
say?
political, the way he doesn't care. He just comes right out and says it directly. He's not couching it in metaphor. He's just right up in your face, screaming about everything he can't stand about this country and this world.
Do you think you kind of take the same approach when writing the lyrics for your songs?
Absolutely. It was a conscious decision. I thought, I want to write political songs. Who should I be emulating? And he was right at the top of the list.
And not beating around the bush or anything like that, just
Exactly.
straight to the face.
Exactly. Just coming right out and saying it.
Yeah.
That to me is what's important. You know, you can couch it in metaphor all you want, but
Yeah.
why bother? Just
Not
come right out
repeating
and
it.
say it.
Not repeating the same thing over and over and over
Right.
again, like Rage Against the Machine. They're like, if I say this enough times, it will pound into people's head. Let's repeat the same lyric. I don't have a problem with Rage Against the Machine, but
Oh no, I mean,
I
I've
feel
definitely got me into the heavier stuff for sure. They were an influence in my life at some point. I can't say that I even remember the last time I've listened to a Rage Against the Machine song, but at one point in my life, they were a big influence on me. You know?
Taylor Roca all the way.
What about you, Jared? What are your primary influences?
myself. I only look up to myself.
Then you only look down on yourself too.
Yeah, I'm the diva.
I knew it. There's one of you.
I don't know, man. It's really hard to say. Especially I'm kind of new to playing with a band, playing bass and stuff too. So, like I've as far as my bass playing, I've pulled some of my influences from say like Judas Priest and things like that, Black Sabbath. You know, older kind of things that are more in the style of what we play. I guess.
Sure, a
you know?
little bit of their older stuff.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing bass, actually?
Well, I mean, like I said, I bought this bass like 12 years ago, and I started a somewhat of a band back then, you know. But I kind of put the bass away for a lot of years, and been mostly just playing guitar. But so I don't know. It's kind of new to me. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to play the bass. I started out. I've always played with my fingers. Just as of recently, I decided I wanted to try a pick and try to get more of an aggressive tone. And even more recently, as of the last show we played, I started using this wooden pick. It's heavy as fuck, but
It is
works.
heavy.
It gets good. It gets good sound out of it.
It's really pumped up your tone and attack, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot of definition.
So, what about you, Nick? What are your inspirations and what drives you in terms of playing guitar?
Well, I've always played either country or blues, rock and roll. I've never been a metalhead, so one of my biggest inspirations is Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Cool.
And Joe Bonamassa is doing new things with that style of playing. He can play metal, he can play that kind of stuff. But I've always liked Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, 80s metal.
So it's not completely out of your genre, but it's a little bit of a step for you to come to this band and play this kind of music.
Yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve, but
Has it been difficult, that transition from what you're used to wanting to play?
it really hasn't. It's been so easy
Yeah,
and fun.
That's cool.
when Nick offered to join, I said, oh, he's not a metal player. But first time he played with us, it was like he'd been born to play.
That's
It
awesome.
just goes to show, if you got the chops, it doesn't matter what genre you're playing.
That's cool. That's really
As long as
cool.
you like what you're doing, it's all good.
Literally, like Brad will be introducing us to a new song, and he's like, "Oh, that's the key, solo." Yeah, just fucking starts shredding right over the top.
Picks it up
Fucking
immediately.
to
That's
the
super
key.
cool.
Oh, don't make me blush.
Yeah, is this the only band that y'all are in? Do we have, you guys have any side projects?
It's the only band I'm in, but every
Uh,
one of these guys is in multiple bands, and
Well,
in Matt's
currently,
case, he's in what, 6 bands.
Yeah.
Matt, you're in 6 bands.
Yeah,
Do you want to quickly rattle through the names of your bands?
sure. Shout out to laundry list. I play with the Protest Kids.
Cool. Just seen
And-
those guys last night. You guys rocked it, by the way. Check
Alright.
out Protest Kids.
Thank you, man.
Wait, man, we
Um,
never got your inspirations either.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, I got mine's easy.
Sure.
Like Josh Freeze, he's like famous for drumming for the Vandals. He's just like a super powerhouse, like versatile drummer. Like the guys from the Vandals, found him playing on a kids stage in Disneyland, put him in a punk band, and then he's gone on to tour with Diva and A Perfect Circle and Avril Lavigne, and pretty much just like all styles. He's just the man.
That's
And
cool.
That's kind of what I aspire to do. Kind of why I'm in so many bands, to just try and keep learning.
So back to your bands. You play in several of them, and you definitely try to bridge the gap of genres through those bands.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are some of the other ones?
So Shaw Stereo, obviously, Protest Kids, Sasha Bell from the Essex Green. That's like it's basically like a straight up pop band.
That's cool.
I play with a band called the Salamanders.
Nice.
or Cowboy Andy and the Salamanders, which is a straight up children's music band.
For like you go to elementary schools and play. For
Yeah,
them?
like elementary schools, libraries, like
Is it
parks.
acoustic then, or
No, it's like a 6-piece full ensemble.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. You guys like wear costumes or anything, or?
No, we have like stage attire, but we're not like dressed up as like dinosaurs.
That would be great though.
I do have a monkey suit that I wore one time, but I thought I was gonna die because of how hot it was.
I bet.
Bring back the T-Rexes. T-Rexes can drum.
Yeah.
It's true, that is pretty popular. I thought about that,
Nice. But what
but
about?
then I would have to do it every time, and
Yeah,
I
that's true.
can't commit to that.
Yeah, unless it was like an air-conditioned T-Rex suit, right?
I play in a band called Straw Hat Riot with the guitar player of this band, Nick.
Nice.
And
Yeah, buddy.
What style of music is that?
it's kind of like the Allman Brothers meets Led Zeppelin meets My Morning Jacket meets whatever.
Fuck, that's
whatever
cool.
we are.
Yeah,
Good
that's
description.
dope.
That sounds really cool. And then you had one more band too.
Yeah, I play in a band called Attrition. That's another heavy band. What am I leaving out?
I think that's 6.
I lost track after 2, so
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot of work that you're putting in, man. Like, congratulations.
I've only got about 2 or 3 more years left in me.
All your bones will just be ready to break by then.
Oh yeah, my arms are
I think
about
he's
to fall
got
off. It.
Ian Jarvie's record beat.
I know, Ian. It looks like you got competition over in Missoula.
Side note, if your band is one of your projects is the Salamanders.
Yeah. Well, we recently had to rebrand to Cowboy Andy and the Salamanders because apparently there's lots of other bands named the Salamanders all over the country that are like punk rock or bar bands, and bigger production companies can't market us to children if it's the same name as bands that
Right.
aren't children's music.
So my question was, if the Salamanders that you were in before you rebranded, if you fought the Bozeman, the Salamanders, who would win?
Like
Well,
Battle of the Bands style?
I would like to think
No,
that we would
I'm talking
win.
like back alley brawl, bare knuckle boxing.
Oh, box? You're like straight. You're asking the guy who's playing in a children's for children if he's gonna like which band's gonna kick his ass?
Yo, I bet Rafi
I think we'd take it because we're protecting the children.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I bet there's like some mama bear shit like deep down in there. Like, yo, you come at us, we're gonna like get you guys. We're gonna fight dirty
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Don't make me break out the stabbing knife.
Nice. So you think it's a fair fight then?
Oh yeah, I mean we'll take them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have moms in our band.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
shit.
oh shit, it's all
It's
over.
real.
They're done.
Yeah.
Moms
Sorry,
fight dirty.
Joe. You're
Moms
you don't
fight
stand
dirty.
the fighting chance.
That's cool. Well, let's do another song, guys, and then we'll do some thank yous and goodbyes and wrap up the show.
This one's called Off the Grid.
Oh no, where did they go? The coming for you off the grid. Off the grid. They're living on bathtub gin and squirrel burgers. Ow, off the grid. They're wrinkled deep in American shit. Ow, and it's rising up to their knees. Ow. Yeah, they're off the grid.
All right. And this one's called Love the Fetus, Hate the Baby.
Yes.
This is a big issue right now with Alabama or whatever going
Absolutely.
legalizing abortion. You know,
Abortion rights are
I
under
do have
attack
something.
all over the country.
I do have something that I'd like to add to that argument. I feel that where's everybody standing up for prostitutes? My body, my choice. Hey, you know how many people are incarcerated in the United States for choices they made with their own bodies? I don't either, but probably a bunch. Hey, I say hashtag free the hose.
We're all down with that.
We'll teach them martial arts too, free martial arts classes to eliminate the need for pimps. Fuck those
There it is.
guys. They don't need
That's a new official position.
and give them concealed carry permits.
Every single mother, for she is sin. God herself a child, to our Lord's chagrin. We must control her body, for her own safety. Love the fetus, hate the baby. All you bleeding heart liberals are crazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Single mothers, so we can go to lazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Alright. Contraception is not the godly way. Nursing's education is better just to pray. Help the single mother, you liberals are crazy. Love the fetus, hate the fucking baby. All you bleeding heart liberals are crazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Single mother, so we can dumb and lazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Alright. To abortion, defund my parenthood. Take away their welfare, it's for the greater good. All you single mothers are wicked, dumb and lazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. All you bleeding heart liberals are crazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Single mothers are wicked, dumb and lazy. Love the fetus, hate the baby. Alright. Love the fetus, hate the fucking baby.
Badass. You guys are just so fucking heavy. It's, I don't know. I don't know what else to think. It's just like blast in my face.
Well, that's the goal.
That's pretty
We
cool.
seem to be the most ass-kicking band in Montana.
I like it. I like
We're not
it.
there yet, but we're coming for you, boys.
Yeah. Forewarning, shot stereos on your ass. I don't know. That might not sound very cool. So this is part of the show where we like to wrap things up. We want to give you guys a chance to thank anybody that's been supportive to you, give any shout outs to any bands or family members or friends or any venues for that matter. Anybody that you have in particular on your mind, just this is a part of the show for you guys to say that.
Well, there's just so many people and venues. I'll let you know, we played the Top Hat, or not the Top Hat. It's the one place we haven't played. If you're listening, Nick Chakota, we're hungry. Right now, the venues that are supporting us are the VFW, where Matt Olson is booking, promoting, and doing sound, and he's killing it every night.
Super awesome.
Shane Strange and Cameron from Flavortown are also doing a massive amount to help the heavy scene here.
Yeah.
They're the ones getting great punk bands from the West Coast coming in and then getting us locals to open for them. There's venues like Free Cycles and the Dark Horse and many others.
Didn't you guys play with Zombie Tools too last year?
And Zombie Tools, yeah, those guys have
that's
had
cool.
us back twice. And,
One of my
we
favorite
love
places to
playing
play.
Zombie Tools.
Way cool.
So it's this, Missoula's the kind of place where everybody participates, everybody comes out, everybody supports everybody else. Certainly in the heavy music scene, it's extremely welcoming. You don't ever get this sense of like, who the hell are you guys, you know? If there's a new band, everyone comes out to see them and then they support them. And I really love playing music here. It's by far the most welcoming music community I've ever been a part of.
That's really cool. It's really neat to hear.
We get a lot of love from the Flathead scene too.
Yeah,
Those
Sweet.
dudes over there, Loinhammer, those guys have been very supportive of us. We played a few shows with those guys. They're fucking awesome. I love those guys.
Fuck yeah.
And Connor at Old School Records, Anthony Barnes, those guys booked
Anthony's
us.
running the Flathead Valley Metal Fest this year.
Yeah, and Connor does Old School Records, books all the shows there. It's a super fun venue to go to shows.
Kid
It is.
fun as well. He's the guy
Yeah.
up there who works with Connor and does a great deal for. I mean, all these people we've mentioned are key to the Western Montana music scene, at least the heavy scene.
It's really awesome to see everybody coming together to try to make this thing thrive and be something that we know it is.
Absolutely.
Matt, Nick, do you guys have anybody you want to thank in particular?
Oh man, just thanks to all these guys in the room that like take the time out of their lives to play music with me.
Yeah, nice.
And my beautiful girlfriend Brittany, honestly, like I may be playing in like 7 bands, but that's what I do for a living, and I don't make the most money. My savings accounts doesn't exist. And she's super supportive. She makes it possible for me to do this, and I couldn't say thank you enough to her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
I guess all our wives, we're all married or in a serious relationship.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my girlfriend. She's always there. And she drives me to all the different gigs I have. She's awesome.
That's
But
really.
I'd also
Dude,
like
she
to-
loads the gear. I've seen these guys drinking beers after a show while she's carrying 2 amps.
She's a beast. She's a badass.
Dude, she's one of a kind.
One of
Shout
a
out to
kind, for
Jared's
sure.
wife for giving us a ride to the show last night.
And putting up with me always.
Shout out to anybody who deals with Vince on a regular basis.
Yeah, Chantel,
Yeah.
she's supportive. She doesn't necessarily come out to all of our shows, but she at least comes and picks me up from the venue when I'm drunk afterwards. So.
That's more than any guy could ask for.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, my wife Elizabeth lets us practice right here in our living room, so.
And it,
I know she doesn't love that, but she's supports
accepting
us.
of it, that's great. Yeah, that's super awesome. This is a great little space. I know it's kind of your living room kitchen, but sometimes that's what you got to do. So
Yeah. So if anyone out there knows of a practice space in Missoula,
yeah, super cool. So just for the listeners who are new to this, if you want to be part of the Gallatin Underground, or if you want your band showcased, get a hold of us. There's a little spot at the bottom of the page. You can send us a message. You got a great idea for anything, we'd love to hear from you. So
Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram. We're on Soch. We got the website, www.gallatinunderground.com.
correct. Know your scene.
Know your scene. all volunteer run and everything too. If you want to help out in any way, shape, or form, get after us.
Yeah, and even if you're not like into music, you're just a creative writer or a comedian or a poet or something like that. Let's get you out there. You know, you're an artist and you've got some stuff and it's hanging on your walls for 20 years and don't have anybody show it. Let's stop that. Let's get you out there and see what you got. I know as a band member personally, we're always looking for local artists to do artwork for us and I know we're not the only band that feels that way, but we don't know who you are. So let us know who you are. Be part of the scene. Cool, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Let's.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for letting us come to do this. This is really awesome.
Shot Stereo.
Gallatin Underground.
Shot Stereo. So last song.
Yeah, all right. We got one more on us.
Fuck yes. You guys have been listening to the Gallatin Underground Show. This is Shot Stereo. Check them out and know your scene.